Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Friday Craft Day. Well, here I am again, and this is the first in the series of Christmas in July. And on Fridays in July, I'm going to be working on different Christmas cards. Today's Christmas card is using the Cricut, and I'm doing a couple of different things with it to show you what this machine can do. I will not be using the Cricut for all of the Christmas cards because there's many of you out there that don't have a Cricut would still like to make some handmade Christmas cards. And there's lots of ways to do it. But today will be the Cricut. If you really liked to see Cricut videos, let me know, because I love to work with my Cricuts. I have 3 of them. I'm going to be showing you how I designed the card in Design Space. I will be doing a voiceover because the recording mechanism in my computer did not record the sound, but I think you'll get just fine sound when I do a voiceover. It actually lets me explain it a little more clearly. So we're going to start with it's called a reverse punch out. And you'll see what I mean when we make the card. I'd love to have you stop by on a regular basis and see what we do. We do lots of wreaths, decorating, floral arrangements, cards. If it's crafty, we're going to do it. So if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button down below and the bell, and you'll be notified every time I put a video up. But in the meantime, let's head over to Design Space. I'll show you how I designed the card, and then I'll take you to the Cricut machine and show you how the machine cuts it out. So I'll be back in just a minute. See you in Design Space. Well, here we are in Design Space, and I am going to do a new project, and I'm going to start with a square. Now, Design Space is going a little bit slow today. You see the green line going across the top. It says it's thinking about bringing me a square. It takes a little while today to get this going. Sometimes it's faster than others. But it'll be here, I'm pretty sure. We're going to make a 5 by 7 card, so my square will have to be changed. I'm going to unlock it, and I'm going to make it 10 inches wide, and I do something silly here and I get another square, but we'll get rid of it. All right, we don't need that, so we'll get rid of this. I hit the wrong button. Okay, so we're going to make this square 10 inches wide. That's double the 5, front and back. Then we're going to make it 7 inches tall. Now I'm going to make it white because that's the color of my card base. Now I need to get my score line in there so we can tell the front from the back. So I'm going over to Shapes, and I'm going to pick a score line, and we're going to bring the score line over to the card. I'm going to make it the same height as the card, 7 inches. Select it and make it 7 inches. And now I want to put it right in the middle. So I'm going to select both pieces, the base card and the score line. There you go. And I'm going up to a line, and I'm going to tell it to center. And it will move right over to the middle. Okay. Now, one more thing I need to do. I need to attach that score line to the white card so it stays with it. So while they're selected, both of them, I'm going over to the right and I'm going to hit attach. Now that line is part of that rectangle and it's not going anywhere. You have the back of the card on the left and the front of the card on the right. I'm going to get another square. And we'll bring this one over. And I'm going to make it 1/4 of an inch smaller. So I'll make it 4.75 and the height 6.75. Okay? So that is 4.75 and the height is 6.75. So now it's just 1/4 of an inch smaller and has a little border around the base card. But I want this to be a pretty Christmas pattern. So up at the top left, it says Basic Cut. I'm going to switch that to Print Then Cut. And I'm going to then go to the color block and say, let's have a pattern. And there's lots of them in Design Space. I'm going to put my filter on and say I want just green ones because it's a Christmas color. So let's see what we have for designs in here. And I'm looking for something that's fairly small. Like this green one right here. I think this one right there is about the right one. We'll look. There you go. That's pretty. And I'm just going to look a little bit longer and see if I see anything else I like. You see it keeps going and going and going and going. There's a lot of them in there. But I think the one I've got is the one I'm going to keep. Now I don't have to attach anything here because the printer is going to print that out and the machine is going to cut it. And it cuts it separately than the white base card, so I don't have to make sure they're attached. I will put them together later. But now I've got to find my design. So I need another square. And this one I'm making 1/2 inch smaller. So I'll be making it 4.25 by 6.25. I made it white. Okay, and we'll do the width 4.25 and the height 6.25. And it fits in there, and look at that nice little green border we have. So now I'm going to punch this piece of paper out. So I'm going to find an image. And the image I'm going to look for is a snowflake. And the machine's just taking time to type it in. I've already finished typing. There you go. Now you have to be careful. You don't want to have a design that has lots of little pieces that will be cut out, and lots of the snowflakes too. For instance, see all those little pieces inside of this one? You don't want that. You need a solid image like this or like this. Okay? So let's see which one I want to use. I think I like this one. We'll use that one. There you go. We'll put that in the card and size it up. I don't want to fill up the whole card because I'm going to write something on the bottom. But I want to get this in the middle, side to side. So I want to select that, and I'm going to select the white piece, go up to a line, and say center horizontally. And it moves it right in the middle. Okay? Now while they're selected, I'm going to go down to the right-hand side and hit the word slice. And that is going to punch a hole in that white card. There it goes. So now, I take this white card off, there's a hole in it. You can see the mat through it. We can get rid of this is the piece that was punched out. I have a white one, and I have a gray one. So now we'll move this back on that card and look what we get. The pretty green paper showing through the snowflake. Isn't that pretty? So now I want to write Merry Christmas on the bottom, and I want the machine to write it. So I'm going to look for an image, not a text box, an image. And for this image, I'm going to say Merry Christmas, because the Design Space has many Merry Christmases already written out. Okay, they have Merry Christmases, they have Happy Halloweens, and they have all kinds of ones. Over to the left-hand side, there's a lot of filters. And I'm going to say in my operation type, I want only to see the ones that you draw. In other words, that the machine will write with a pen. And see, it says draw only. So that's what I'm going to ask for. And it's going to take a second for it to fill in, and then it will give me the right ones. There you go. Now those will all be written by the machine. So let's pick out one we like. Okay, we like that one. It says draw. We'll put it in. Now I forgot to show you, but before I go to print this, I changed that Merry Christmas to green from black. Make it just a little smaller. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the snowflake. Select it, select the white card, and align it horizontally. And I was pretty good. It didn't move a whole lot. And then I'm going to go down to the right-hand side, and I'm going to tell it to attach so that stays with the white card. But look what happens when I do that. It disappears. However, it's still there. If you look over to the right, you'll see here's my snowflake, and then it says Merry Christmas Draw, and using a pen. And then it has the green print and cut, and then it has the score line, and then it has the base card. So all of the pieces are there. They just don't show up. So let's press Make It and see what happens. Okay, it's going to sort my mats. The first mat is going to be the one that prints, then cuts. And there it goes. My computer will print it just like that. And then the machine will follow those read the black lines, and that will tell the machine where to cut. All right, and then my other sheet is right here, and there's my base card with the score line, my snowflake. You still don't see the Merry Christmas, but it says I need a score line, a scoring tool, and a pen, and then it will cut it. So you know it's going to write because it's asking for the pen. So I'm going to take these over to the Cricut machine and set them up to cut, and I'll take you with me and show you part of that process. So hang in there. We'll be back in just a minute. Okay, it's flashing for me to load. So I'm going to put my mat in, and I'm using my light grip mat. But it's a new mat, so it's going to be quite sticky. Now the machine measures first to make sure I've got enough paper. Now it's going to read the print so it knows where to cut. It's reading those black lines that are around the outside of this. Well, that was quick, telling me to take it out. And now it has cut this out, and I will show you when we get back to the desk. I'm going to go and tell my machine to put the next one up, and I'll be right back. Okay, the machine has told me to put the scoring tool in and load my sheet. Now it's going to score my card base. And now it wants me to take this out and put a pen in. I don't know if that's going to work. We're going to see. It seems to be. Now it's cutting out the snowflake. All done. And there's the Merry Christmas. And I'll meet you back over at the desk and we'll put this together. See you in a bit. Okay, here we are at the desk, and I have my 3 pieces. This is the card. You can see the score line in the middle here. So we're going to fold it at the score line. And I always like to do a little bit of finger folding first with the Cricut score lines, because sometimes they're not quite all the way scored, but this one is, so it's fine. And here's that pretty green piece that the computer printed and the machine cut out. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to glue that down. Okay, let's just glue this one down. And I'm thinking what I might do is print out another piece. It doesn't want to come out. It's going to be stubborn today. Print out another piece and use it for the inside. Here we go. Boy, when it starts to come out, it really does. And here is our snowflake and the green Merry Christmas. I made a red one, and I'll share that with you, but the red was so light. The green's not too dark either, but it is a little bit better. And I'm just putting a dot on the insides of these snowflake so that they lay down flat. The other one I used some foam tape, and that works out nicely too. But if you're going to mail cards, you don't want them to be two-dimensional. It's really a very simple card once it's done. And once you've got that machine in your, that design in your machine, it stays there. Now, if you don't have a Cricut machine, you could just buy yourself a punch, and there's plenty of snowflake punches. Now this is a 5x7 card, so that's a big punch. But normally I would make an A2 size card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's considerably smaller, and I'm sure you could buy a punch that you could use on the front of that, and then just maybe a stamp for your Merry Christmas. Lots of Merry Christmas stamps out there. And that wouldn't take any time at all to make a whole lot of cards. So isn't that pretty? This is the green one. And this is a red one I made earlier. And I think they really came out very good. You can see the Merry Christmas here, but it's quite light. So that's the first Christmas card for Christmas in July. I have to show you, I have some snowflakes because, of course, they were cut out. So you could do a little sponge painting on these, and you've got snowflakes for another project. I did just buy a new set of pens. I'll just share it with you. These are pens specifically designed for the Cricut. Now, there are lots of pens out there that you can buy. I think there's even some Crayola ones at the Dollar Tree. But I wanted to make sure that I didn't negate any kind of warranty. And it does if you actually use different pens. And they find out about it, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I bought this set, and it wasn't expensive. I think this was $20, and when you consider, I think about 4 pens used to be $8 or $9, so, and there's 30 pens in here of various colors. So there you go. That's my first Christmas card for Christmas in July. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a second and I'll be right back with you. So there you go, Christmas in July, week 1 on July 2nd. And I will endeavor to do something Christmassy every week in July. We'll maybe do a couple of Christmas wreaths, or I have an order into Craft Outlet. And I'm going to, when it gets here, I'll have some supplies to make a couple of Christmas wreaths, I think. And we'll work on those. And we're going to do some more cards. And I like to do cards that anybody can make, and that you can make like mass production. You know, if you have an A2 size card, you get 2 cards out of 1 piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and you can get 4 pieces of paper to go on it out of 1 piece of 12 by 12 decorating paper. And all of the stores now are going to start, probably, I would say Hobby Lobby has it now. Their Christmas things are coming out. But they're going to start having paper pads for Christmas. And sometimes you don't even need a paper pad. They sell individual sheets. And if you're going to make, let's say a couple of dozen cards, you buy 4 or 5 sheets of the individual paper. And you're not stuck with a whole big package of paper. So anyway, that's my first card. There's the red one. There's the green one. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. I'll see you Sunday. Sunday we're going to be doing, I don't feel like cooking tonight because it's hot outside. And then Tuesday, I will be back hopefully. And I will keep you informed on my community channel if there's anything that changes, because Elsa is supposed to pay a visit. And Elsa is a tropical storm at this point. We don't know what kind of visit she's going to give us, but I will know a little bit more over the weekend. So I'll keep you all informed, because if it's too stormy, it's going to be difficult to keep the power and stuff on, but we'll give it a try. Anyway and anyhow, have a great afternoon. Keep safe. Play by the rules. Wear your mask if appropriate. Get your vaccination. I'll see you Sunday. Everybody play nice now. Love ya. Bye-bye.